tell you a story. I live in a neighborhood that is known for its tall, majestic silver maples. I mean, these silver maples are like a bragging point for the generation of the 50s and the 60s, some of which still live here. And I mean, they're very, very proud of this neighborhood. So what happened is over time, these trees, massive as they are here, these trees, and this is just, I mean, the neighborhood is filled with these trees. And there's a couple things wrong with these trees. I'm going to zoom in here. See, these trees are known for getting these knots, and the carpenter ants eat these trees out from the inside out. One after another, the 5 years I've lived here in this neighborhood, I've seen trees fall down, damage houses, destroy things, because the trees are not a solid tree. And silver maples have their place, but you don't want them around your house. One of the things that's happened is, look at this. This is how a majority of the sidewalks look in my neighborhood. And they have, you can't take baby strollers and things down the sidewalk. And you want to know why you can't? Because the roots have caused the sidewalks to get very dangerous. And so the sidewalks are a constant tripping hazard. I have chronic health, and I have days that I can't walk without support of a cane, or there's days I have to use a wheelchair. They'll try to take me down for a walk with a wheelchair down these sidewalks, and they can't. It's so bad you can't. So you have to walk on the road with the wheelchair. On the days that I'm not able to walk, we either have to go on the road, or I decide just to not go out because our sidewalks are so unsafe. So about a decade ago, a bunch of folks got together and they formed a committee, and they came up with a solution. We're going to fix this problem, they said. They hired and they spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And you see what they did? They had a company come in with diamond blades, and they ground the sidewalks down. Well, the trees are like, that was so sweet of you to do that. Well, you see where I showed you the video of the sidewalks that are up again and the sidewalks that are ground. There's entire sidewalks in this neighborhood that you can't even walk on. There's other sidewalks that aren't so bad. Depends on the sidewalk. But there's another very serious problem that is costing tens of thousands of dollars that no one wants them to talk about, and nobody really knows about except for homeowners who've been here a little while. You see, those silver maples have a rather large root system. A lot of these silver maples they're 100 feet tall, and they're massive. They've been here since the 40s and the 30s. And so these silver maples have wrapped themselves all around the sewer pipes on these houses. My neighbor just spent thousands and thousands of dollars, and it's taken her months for them to finally fix her sewer. And they finally had to go in and use that new technology and redo the line from underground, and they're hoping it works. If it doesn't, they got to take 15 feet down to the ground, tear apart our road to try to reconnect this and redo this lady's entire septic pipe. Just last year, we suddenly had a volcano of sewer coming up out of our toilet. It's pretty nasty. We had inches of it in the basement. It was so horrible. It was so bad. And they came out and they couldn't even get into the drain. They had to dig down a 10-foot hole, put in a clean out, so then they could actually kill the roots. And they attacked all the roots, and they got it cleaned out. And they said, we're going to have to do that about every 2 years now. And then eventually I'm going to have to do that lining, because these maples are actually destroying not only all of our sidewalks, making it dangerous for us to walk, but these maples are destroying all of our plumbing. See, these maples also attract carpenter ants. And the carpenter ants are just massive. You should see them. They look like literally like wasps. They're massive. And the carpenter ants are getting into people's homes where their gutters are leaking and their windows are leaking, and they're starting to destroy their walls. All because of the very trees that people are so attracted to. I mean, take a quick gander. Take a quick gander. It's pretty. I mean, it really is. It's pretty. And I was driving around on my bike today, on my cool little ride here, since I can't walk a lot. And I was thinking about this, and I'm like, I've been getting asked a lot why I keep saying evangelical Christianity is dead. And I realized that evangelical Christianity personally reminds me a lot of these maple trees. There's a lot of good. I mean, they add sunshine. I mean, they add shade from the sunshine. They add a nice, aesthetically pleasing view, and they're pretty. Every year we get inches and inches of, we always grew up calling them helicopters, but they're all the seedlings from these trees. Seedlings get into our gutters, they clog up our gutters, and then the water backs up and floods into our houses. The drains get clogged up. Let me show you here. Drains get clogged up. This is a known issue. And then the sewer and the water rises. Next thing you know, we have a flooded city sewer. I talked to the city about this, and he said those maples cost the city tens of thousands of dollars because those things get into the sewer system and mess up the whole sewer system. But yet, those trees are beloved. I mean, there's folks in this neighborhood that worship these trees. And they don't care about any of that. They want these trees. And that's fair. Maybe this is a bad example. That's how my mind works sometimes. So I look at this and I'm like, okay, these trees are destroying our sewer systems. We can't even use our sidewalks. Now we have to walk on the roads because there's nowhere to walk safely. Now we have to try not to get hit by a car. We have people that cut through our neighborhood because of GPS. And we've had two of our vehicles hit and substantial damage that we had to pay for because it was hit and runs. And my neighbor had his vehicle trashed, and another neighbor had his vehicle trashed. People slipping through this neighborhood going 50, 60 mile an hour. So now we're trying to walk on these roads because we can't walk on the sidewalks. This is, in my opinion, what's happened with evangelical Christianity. We keep trying to band-aid. We keep trying to grind down the sidewalk and make it so it's safe to walk again, but we never actually get rid of the problem. We keep trying to spend all this time fixing the plumbing. All this time fixing the plumbing. And yet, the problem is the tree. All the trees in my yard have been cut down because I had them tested and found out that they were all hollow inside. $14,000 to have those trees cut down, and every one of them we found were hollow inside, and they were just one storm away from landing on our house and on my family, on my children. So you know what I did? I cut those trees down. Then I hired a stump grinder company to come out, and they ground those stumps into the ground and left a big hole in the ground. Then I brought in 20-some tons of dirt and filled those holes with dirt. And then I planted grass, flower beds. Them trees are gone. See, I didn't want those trees there. I knew they were the damage they were doing. They were too close to the house. They were the wrong type of tree. There was just so much wrong about them. I enjoy the shade. I enjoy my neighbor's trees, but as I watched a massive limb come down the other day in a windstorm, and just last year, a neighbor lost the whole front of his house off of one of these trees. And we all joke about it, like, man, why do we have these trees? Nobody likes them. The city can't stand them. None of us can stand these trees, and they don't plant these trees anymore on the city medians because they know that was a really bad move to do, and they don't do that. They do better quality trees. So I've been having a lot of folks message me the last couple days and recent weeks, and today especially for some reason. Ben, why are you saying evangelical Christianity is dead? And how do we reach Jesus? I'm trying to get us all to think, folks. Our foundation is wrong. Every denominational system is saying they're the ones that are right. We're the ones. We're the chosen ones. Every denominational system is the elites. Our churches are filled with predators, sexual predators, and abuse. We are hearing abuse allegations coming out on the daily, folks. On the daily. I personally have so many different situations I'm involved with I can't even talk about yet because the time is not right. Victims are still processing and going through stuff that happened 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. Oh, it's far from over. Far from over. So, would you please stop saying not my church? Denominational, organized religion is not the church. I'm the church. I remember the day that I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And I remember the day that I know He saved me. The baptism didn't do it. Being a part of that particular Baptist church down in Oklahoma City, I didn't do it. Had nothing to do with any of that. It had to do with the fact that I knew that I needed a Savior. Now, I have a lot of good friends that are atheists and agnostics, and some of them that just refuse to believe that, and I respect you for that. I have more respect for you than I do of pretty much any preacher at this point in my life. I know there's got to be some good preachers out there because God says that He calls them. I know that there's good people out there because God says they're out there. I pray that I'm one of them. I want to be one of them. I'm just telling you, quit trying to be right, to be righteous. Quit trying to defend your denomination, your church. Quit trying to defend all these sexual predators, my friend. We have got to start asking these hard questions. Evangelical Christianity is absolutely dead. And until we accept that and realize that our foundation is bad and quit trying to grind the sidewalks down, we're never going to fix the problem. How many more children will be raped and plundered? How many more lives destroyed? How many more women will be raped and plundered before we wake up and realize that evangelical Christianity is absolutely dead? Think about it.